Welcome back to the lab, everyone. I'm Dr. Kim. Today, we're exploring the incredible science that ensures the medicine you take is perfectly safe, pure, and effective. In this explainer, we're going to unpack some truly fascinating source material all about the pharmaceutical applications of electroanalytical methods. Let's get right into it.
It's funny. It's a question we almost never ask when we just pop a pill. But how do we actually know that the medicine we're taking is flawlessly dosed? To figure that out, we need to dive headfirst into the world of electroanalytical chemistry and follow the journey of a pharmaceutical drug all the way from the lab bench directly to your body. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the masterclass basics, look at essential tools, cover drug formulation, dig into quality control, check out electrochemical sensing, and wrap up with the future of pharmacy.
All right, Part 1, the Electroanalysis Masterclass. Let's understand the basics.
Okay, so what actually is electroanalytical chemistry? Basically, it's all about using electrical stimulation to measure chemical properties with absolute jaw-dropping precision. By tracking 4 key factors, potential, current, charge, and time, analytical chemists can achieve sub-nanogram detection limits. We are literally talking about detecting trace amounts of a substance down to the sub-picogram level using tiny microliter sample volumes. To put that in perspective for you, that is like finding a single specific grain of sugar perfectly dissolved in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Crazy, right? Moving on to Part 2, Essential Tools and Techniques. Let's step inside the lab.
Here is the absolute core of the whole operation, an electrolytic cell. Notice how it's made up of 3 distinct components. You've got a working electrode, a reference electrode, and a counter electrode, and they're all hooked up to an electrochemical workstation. This system, right here, is the heartbeat of electroanalysis. The specific electrical signal we apply to that working electrode acts as a sort of trigger, and that dictates exactly how the chemical system is going to respond.
Now, chemists actually have a whole toolkit at their disposal depending on what they're looking for. If we just need to pinpoint specific ion concentrations, we'll use potentiometry. Need to check reaction speeds? Conductometry is our go-to. Polarography is super interesting because it uses a highly unique dropping mercury electrode. But for pharmaceutical analysis, voltammetry is absolutely the star of the show because it measures the current as the potential changes.
This is where things get wild. Look at the sheer difference in scale here. On one side, we have a massive multi-channel potentiostat. It's a scalable array that manages a bunch of working electrodes all at once for complex lab analysis. But on the flip side, a microfluidic lab on a chip. It packs that exact same analytical punch onto a device so incredibly tiny that it allows for rapid, on-site drug analysis using virtually invisible sample volumes.
All right, Part 3, Drug Formulation and Analysis, Building the Pill. When pharma companies are screening potential new drug candidates, they have to assess the electrochemical behavior to figure out the drug's reactivity and stability. Electroanalysis is completely crucial here because, as we mentioned, it requires tiny sample volumes while still delivering incredibly high sensitivity and unmatched selectivity. And that selectivity is vital, especially when we're testing inside things like blood or sweat, which, let's face it, are incredibly messy biological fluids packed with interfering substances that would normally completely throw off our readings. So, why does the industry love this method so much? Well, traditional chromatography requires these massive, clunky, expensive chemical setups and a ton of solvents. Electroanalysis, on the other hand, costs a fraction of that, is vastly faster, and barely needs any sample at all. Plus, and this is a huge deal, it allows for real-time monitoring.
Which brings us to Part 4, Pharmaceutical Quality Control, ensuring these drugs are actually safe.
Getting a pill into your medicine cabinet is a marathon, and it is strictly regulated. Analytical chemists have to drag a drug through all these rigorous steps, from the early discovery stage through intense stability testing to see exactly how it degrades, then into pharmacokinetics to see how a human body actually processes it. Then it's on to clinical trials, and only then the commercial market. Electroanalytical methods are deeply embedded in every single one of these grueling steps. During all those stages, the scrutiny is just intense. We have to be 100% certain that we are quantifying the exact right amount of active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs. By using techniques like differential pulse voltammetry, we can make absolutely sure there are no dangerous trace impurities or random degradation products hiding in there. This is exactly what guarantees the purity and potency of your medication before it ever even sees a pharmacy shelf.
Okay, Part 5, Electrochemical Drug Sensing. How this works out in the real world.
The sheer versatility of this tech is, frankly, mind-blowing. We can use carbon nanotube-modified electrodes to quantify everyday antibiotics, like amoxicillin. We use DNA-modified electrodes to study exactly how anti-cancer drugs like cisplatin interact directly with human DNA. But get this, we also use disposable gold nanoparticle screen-printed electrodes for rapid forensic roadside testing to detect psychoactive drugs like cocaine. And, of course, we use square-wave voltammetry to analyze the commercial content of everyday pain relief drugs like ibuprofen. It's the exact same core science at work across the board.
So let's connect the dots back to the electro technology we saw earlier. The secret sauce behind that real-world detection power? It's chemically modified, nanostructured electrodes. When we coat the electrode surface with highly conductive nanomaterials like carbon nanotubes, graphene, or gold nanoparticles, we're basically acting like microscopic architects. We vastly increase the surface area, making it behave like a highly conductive sponge that catches way more electrons. That drastically boosts both chemical sensitivity and selectivity.
Finally, Part 6, the future of pharmacy and personalized medicine.
We are stepping right into the sci-fi era here with therapeutic drug monitoring, or TDM. This isn't just about testing a pill in some sterile lab anymore. It is about the continuous, on-site monitoring of drug concentrations right inside a patient's biological fluids in real time. TDM is going to be absolutely essential for optimizing drug therapy, making sure you get the exact correct dosage for your specific body, while minimizing any nasty side effects. To make TDM a reality, we're looking at some seriously cool tech currently in development. We're talking flexible, wearable electrochemical sweat sensors, point-of-care lab-on-a-chip devices that can diagnose you right in your doctor's office in a matter of minutes. We're seeing continuous glucose monitors for managing chronic conditions seamlessly, and bioelectrochemical sensors that use enzymes and antibodies to track your completely unique metabolic state. And what's tying all these microscopic sensors together? You guessed it, artificial intelligence. As our source material highlights, blending AI and machine learning with electroanalysis is a total game changer. AI algorithms will be able to instantly analyze the incredibly complex electrochemical datasets generated by these sensors, identify patterns, and optimize conditions on the fly. This is going to drastically accelerate drug discovery and help optimize treatments for your unique biology. Which leaves me with a fascinating final thought for you to ponder. As this electroanalytical chemistry shrinks down into wearable biosensors that map our unique metabolic chemistry in real time, will the standard one-size-fits-all pill soon become a total relic of the past? Based on this source material, the future is heavily pointing toward truly personalized precision medicine. I'm Dr. Chem. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep asking the big questions.